Kahala Lemna Yaha Bashim Yasha Bashim Rachakudash, and double honest to the great Muslim apostles. Thadi Yasha, forgive me the strength in order to make this video as well. And Yaratazar, this video is edifying for the brothers and sisters listening. And shalom to you lot as well. This video is pertaining to this channel called what is it? Yeah, Anonymous Official, right there. Yeah, I can't zoom in. But yeah, Anonymous Official about the upcoming CBDCs, or which are going to be implemented. And the guy who's talking, I don't really know him, but I just came across the video and then decided, you know what, let me make a video as well. So before I play the video, the guy talking, he's from the UK, obviously, as you can tell from his accent. You will be able to tell once I start playing it. But this one's pretty much pertaining to the CBDCs being a warm-up for the mark of the beast to come. And then I'll probably get into either an article or a website that gives him more, that provides more information. But let's just get to it and bring our precepts from there gradually as we go along.
But they've told us, they meaning people in power, have told us what they meaning people in power, have told us what they want to do next. So the UK is currently the head of the G7 group. That's the world's most economically advanced countries. And the UK currently chairs the G7 group. Our Chancellor, who does our economy, called Chancellor of the Exchequer, his name's Rishi Sunak. He put out this video saying that what they want to do is bring in this thing called the central banking digital currency. They want to replace fiat paper money with digital money as a competitor to Bitcoin and crypto money, right? But instead of being decentralized currency, it will be controlled by a government. It's digital currency, but controlled centrally through the banks. Bank of England. So instead of having a bank account with whatever, HSBC or Bank of America, you have a bank account directly in the American context with the Fed. In the UK, directly with the Bank of England. You have a personal bank account and you're given digital money in that bank account. These are called central banking digital currencies. The Chancellor of the Exchequer in the UK has already announced their intention to do this as the G7 group. And these, if you look up...
this sounds terrifying.
If you look up, there's a specific article in the Telegraph, programmable digital currency, yeah?
Central bank digital currency, is that the one down below?
Digital currency should be programmable. See that one there? Yeah? But you can see the word there, right? Programming in the headline. Now, what they're doing is they're saying that this digital currency, once you're, because, everyone knows that with inflation at over 5%, it's now 5.4%, right? Our fiat money, the paper money, is increasingly becoming worthless, and we're headed towards a big disaster. The Fed wants to raise interest rates. But we're in so much debt that if you raise interest rates, people are going to suffer because we're living on debt as Western economies. So they realize that this kind of the lifespan of paper money is fast coming to an end because of the 2008 economic crash in particular. So they're bringing in these central banking digital currencies. Why is that word programmable in there? So what they said in that article, and the Chancellor put a video out saying this as well, they said, right, what they've said and why the word programmable was in that headline was, they've said that this money that you will earn from work, instead of having paper money, you have this digital money. It's programmable so that you can't buy certain foods, or if you do something that your employer doesn't like, it's all in that article. You won't be able to spend your money. In other words, it's not money. They're vouchers. They're like food vouchers.
So you decided to start trading. Better use plus 500.
Great ad, huh?
In other words, it's not money. They're vouchers. They're like food vouchers. And they can be programmed so that, like the Chinese social credit system, that if you try and use them on a certain thing, it won't work. You say you want to buy a burger and they want you to buy bugs, which is one of the examples used. If you start to try and buy unhealthy meat, it just won't work. You tap your card, you can't buy the thing because you've met your quota that month of burgers. You have to buy something like a vegan meal.
So it won't just be money in the sense of the way we have dollars or pounds today.
Yeah.
It'll be something that's controlled in terms of your ability to distribute it.
Which is why I'm calling it a voucher. It's a coupon.
But even a coupon, if you have a coupon to buy bread, you can still buy the bread.
Yeah.
But
you can't buy, see that coupon to buy bread, what you can't do is buy a burger with that coupon. It's for bread.
Right,
yeah?
Right.
So you will have this central banking digital currency. And then what they're talking about in that article that we just pulled up is they'll say, right, and it explicitly uses the words, won't be used on something that the employer deems inappropriate or the state deems inappropriate.
Oh, we got to see this.
Right, now...
Do you feel like you're sounding the alarm for people that don't understand what's going on?
So here, I'll pull it up for you here, yeah? So there's the video.
Yeah.
I don't know if your camera can see that, but...
No.
There's the video. There's him speaking about it.
The G7 is launching a set of public policy principles for retail central bank digital currencies, CBDCs. Central bank digital currencies could be a digital version of money, a bit like a digital banknote that could be used alongside physical notes and coins. Unlike most of the digital money people use daily today, it would be issued directly by a central bank, like the Bank of England in the UK. And governments and central banks across the world are working together, looking into what having a digital currency might mean in practice. We use
Yeah, calm, man. You know, you got Rishi right there. He was speaking. Right there, that's Rishi Sunak. You know, he's high up there with in terms of the government and, you know, Esau's rulership, really. You know, still a heathen. But anyways, before I start rambling on, the point being is what he actually mentioned, man, about it being a digital banknote. That's what he's saying it's equivalent to. But the thing is, with this digital banknote, as it said, what's this guy? The speaker said here, I forgot his name. Let me check out. Yeah, his name is Majid Nawaz. Yeah, so that's his name. And what he mentioned there about the CBDCs being programmable money. And of course, something that's programmable means that it can be controlled. And again, it's in the name anyway, CBDC, Central Banking Digital Currencies. The central part of that acronym is really referring to the control of which the government would have, or multiple governments will have. By the end of the day, that B system is that one world order of which Esau's then trying to achieve. Hence why when Rishi said governments all around the world are looking to establish this or working on this, that's what he meant. I mean, that's what it's linking to the new world order to come, that Esau's trying to establish, but of course he will fail. So let me get a precept. Well, that's the point right there, man. These are things of which Esau would then use to warm people up, you know. They're gonna start using it on their phones, and from phones, eventually Esau's gonna get clamp down and say you gotta get the microchip, and obviously there'll be certain events in order to speed up this process for him to achieve his agenda. So let me get this one. Wait. I probably even typed out. Ecclesiastes. Okay. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse 8. He that diggeth a pit shall fall into it, and whoso breaketh an hedge, a serpent shall bite him. The key point I want to get from this scripture is he that diggeth a pit shall fall into it. So obviously Esau creating all these false flags and events in order to push people to then push people towards his agenda of really the end all be all is to take that microchip implant. The thing is, as he's pushing it with all these different different situations, I think they call them crisis, you know, different crises, if that's even the way you say the plural form. But of all these different events, false flags and whatnot, so black swans that are to come, there's gonna come a point where Esau's gonna, you know, do too much of it, or which is gonna go out of his hand anyways. But at the same time, we all know that it's all Yahweh's will. You know, everything's under Yahweh's will. So Esau creating these events, it's all for the speeding up of the establishment of the beast system before its eventual fall. So of course, him digging a pit, which is really just a trap of that beast system to come at that mark. That's the thing. Is the events, the crisis that he creates. That's what he would then fall into, which would then eventually lead to World War III. And of course, Esau's going to start hiding in his bunkers. You know, let the mountains hide them. Then, you know, that's when the establishment of Yahushua's kingdom comes in. That's the point. So really, you know, key point, he that diggeth the pit shall fall into it. So of course, this agenda that Esau's doing, it will be his destruction to come. You know, he will bring his own downfall by his own weapon. Imagine that. But yeah, so that's that. And obviously, we know when I said the end all be all, the scripture, which is fundamental for us in this time to know, is in Revelation 13:16 onwards. It says here, Revelation 13 verse 16, he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. So of course that's not reference to let me actually continue. Let me read up to verse 18 before I then, say what I was going to say. So Revelation 13 verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom, let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. And that number represents Esau Edom as well, with his rulership system. It's all that he's doing is really to try and be like the Most High, as it says in Isaiah 14 verse 14. And obviously he will try and achieve that with his beast system. And obviously his system is representative as a 666. But the mark of which he will then use is an actual device. I mean, well, yeah, it is. It is a device. And what's the word called? It's bio something. Well, obviously it relates to all these transhumanism terms anyways. But biotech, yeah, that's what it is. So implanting biotechnology within within the body, man, that's what Esau's trying to do. Transhumanism agenda also adds on to that. So of course that mark, again, just to make it clear, is just a microchip implant. It's going to be an engraving upon those who take it, because it's all obviously going to go under the skin. Right, wait, let me actually see something. Microchip tool. Yeah, you see it right here, man. These are the tools that are used, to insert the microchip, man. You see that needle right there? It's gonna be like that's why I say it's gonna be like an engraving. So look here. But yeah, man, that pointy stuff right there. Needles, yeah. But that's the point right there, man. Microchip implant tool. Let me search that up. Implant tool. Yeah, I should do it this way. Yeah. So yeah, man, you're already seeing the images, man. Such a simple tool can be the demise of one's vessel. Because those who take it, they're gonna be punished, man. And it already says that in Revelation 60, by the punishment of those who take the mark of the beast. You see the needle right here. You see how small that thing is as well. Anyways. Yeah, man. You're seeing it right there. Right there. It's a microchip implant. And just because we see that, it looks like a grain of rice, it may come in a different format, man. The way Neuralink, they got their first prototype version. They're trying to do human trials. They may make an even a more finer tuned or more a tinier version, man, of that Neuralink brain chip. They may make another. Esau might even release another version of the RFID chip as well. So of course you will know when the time comes. If it goes under the skin, it's the mark of the beast. And if you can't buy yourself without it, you're living in that time for sure. And we are living in the time, man. You can already see through the images. The technology already exists. It's just a matter of Esau clamping down. Anyways, back to the CBDCs. Yeah. Was it this chapter? Yeah, it was this one. Back to the CBDCs. That's a warm-up, man. That is a warm-up for what's to come. But yeah, let me go back to this then. Bring out a few more.
Okay. And governments and central banks across the world are working together, looking into what having a digital currency might mean in practice. We use the
Right, so that's the guy who runs our economy in the UK. His name's the Chancellor of the Exchequer. And here is the article. Bank of England tells ministers to intervene on digital currency programming. Yeah, and here's a quote from the article. This is in the Telegraph, the one he pulled up, but it was behind a paywall, so I'll just read the quote. Digital cash could be programmed to ensure it is only spent on essentials or goods which an employer or government deems to be sensible. You've got a scenario now.
See, you know, let me let it play just a little bit more. Actually, let me just say it. I might as well just say it. The point is, when these CBDCs are then released, obviously, as he mentioned, it is programmable money, and the ones who program it are the ones in the central banks, and of course that means impose restrictions upon individuals, man. And of course, if they impose restrictions, he's gonna. I think he compared it to the Chinese social credit system. Either that, because I don't know if I've played it already, because I've already watched this video probably like 2-3 times, but I think I'll play it. I should play it along, and then we'll hear it again. But the Chinese social credit system, with the money being giving the government the ability to then restrict people with how they use it, then of course that also brings famine of the word. Because if the government doesn't like the way people are acting, certain people are acting, you know, if it goes against their agenda, then of course they're going to impose some restrictions on those certain individuals. And really, we're talking about the prophets prophesying against the downfall of this kingdom. So of course, in the time to come, we will also see the famine of the word, man. Because that's when Esau, that's when Esau's really going to clamp down, man. You know, he's going to start small, you know, start to you know, close accounts and whatnot. The famine of the word will start to hit. And this will probably be just before the actual mark is then released, man. So of course that famine of the word is going to be one of those gradual things of which we will see with our own eyes. Esau clamping down. So of course, in that time where Esau is imposing those restrictions, the famine of the word will then get stronger and stronger and stronger. Which in fact, let me just get the scripture right now. Amos 8:11. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord Yahweh, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of the hearing of the words of the Lord Yahweh. So of course, in that time to come, man, prophets aren't going to be able to be prophesying. And again, another precept to add on to that is the Revelation, I think 2 verse 10, which talks about the fact that some of you shall be cast into prison. And because of that fact that some of us are going to be cast into prison, that's going to add on even more to the famine of the word as well. So of course, with imposed restrictions, brothers not being able to talk, you know, as Esau clamps down just before the mark, and of course during the season of the mark release as well, you know, where people are going to start taking the mark, and their vessels are pretty much done for at that point. You know, that famine of the word is just going to get stronger and stronger and stronger, man. You know, in that time to come, it's going to be, the spirit is also going to be put upon brothers not to even talk, man. You know, we're just going to be as pilgrims upon the earth. You know, if you see us, we see us. If you hear anything, you hear what you hear, innit? But the point is that spirit ain't going to be there to, you know, be pushing out the word, man. Because, you know, the prophecy, this prophecy right here is going to be made known. It's going to be made known. Let me actually see if this is if I can get. That's when others will then realize this. Yeah, it's as I can get it there. Let's see. Okay, so Ezekiel 2 verse 5, and they, whether they will hear or whether they will forbear, for they are a rebellious house, yet shall know that there hath been a prophet among them. So that's when they're going to know, man, when, you know, Akim are going to be pilgrims away from those of which they did tell the truth, their family, their friends, whomever they've told the truth to. You know, you didn't take us seriously. You didn't take them seriously. You didn't take us seriously. And that time to come, they're going to realize, man, oh, damn, we had a prophet in this house. Yeah, they're gonna have that realization in the time, man. Because right now, they're not taking us seriously because they're still comfortable. That's why. When in discomfort, they're going to remember everything we told them, man. You know, that's when they're not gonna think we're crazy. But yeah, you know, they're gonna realize for sure. Yeah, let me get this one too. Two, three. Wait, hold on. Okay, calm. So obviously the vision pertaining to the prophecies as well in this book, in the scriptures, the Bible. Habakkuk 2 verse 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. So obviously it's for a certain time, man. It's for a certain time. We're in that time right now. As I said, just from seeing these, it's already clear we're in that time, man. It's already clear we're in that time. I want to talk about the time where, you know, you got the mark of the beast happening, famine of the word, you know, Esau warming up to the mark of the beast, then eventually releasing it, of course, and all the other prophecies to come out as well, eventually leading to the downfall of the beast system, then Yahushua's kingdom being the final one to then be established. Then yeah, that's gonna be it. There you go, kingdom coming. But yeah, let's see. Probably play a little bit more, then probably bring out the rest of the precepts.
You've got a scenario now that you're checking in and out everywhere you go using vouchers that are programmed and you can only spend where you're told you can spend them. There's another word for that, man. That's called the Chinese social credit system. That's what it's called. And anyone who watches Black Mirror will know what I'm talking about. That's that TV show, right?
Yeah.
So what they are telling us, and when I say they, who's they? People in power. That's the head of our economy, the Chancellor of the Exchequer, second most powerful person other than the Prime Minister and maybe the Foreign Secretary in the UK, right? He's telling us, I just played it there for you, he's telling us that's what he, as the UK, the head of the G7, want to bring in for the G7. So a scenario where, like in New York at the moment, because the passport infrastructure is in place, you bring in that digital currency and you've got this total control. And if I'm speaking to you the way I'm speaking now, and my employer or government, you heard that in the quote directly, yeah, deems me as saying or doing something inappropriate, suddenly I can't actually pay to come here and speak to you anymore.
See? No, Esau's gonna bring down, impose those restrictions, man. Be like, okay, cool, that's minus 500 from the CBDC account. That's minus 200, that's minus 300. Then, you know, it will come a point where it's like, oh, shit. You know, family of the world hitting hard, man. But, you know, Yaratazar, you know, we're going to see how it plays out. But the point is, don't take that mark, man. Revelation 13, 16 to 18, do not take that mark. Do not take the microchip implant, man. Because that will be the damning of your soul. Yeah.
My digital currency won't even pay for the ticket. Because it will be known that I'm coming to speak to you. Sorry.
You see those faces right there that are, what is it? Obviously they're being blurred out for privacy reasons, but in all time to come, where, you know, the prophets are going to be deemed as terrorists. You know, imagine seeing your face right there. Obviously, your brother laboring in truth. Imagine then seeing that brother on the news, man. Imagine being able to see your face on the news. You know, imagine just being affiliated just with the prophets, and then you see your face in the news as well. You know, as a terrorist. Yeah, that's when, you know, family of the world gonna be hitting hard. It's gonna be hitting hard, because that's what this image really reminded me of. You know, imagine just seeing, you know, you got three brothers right there. Obviously, I know this is a woman. I know that. Also, I know this is like, more bats right here, woman there, 2 men. But I'm just saying another scenario. Imagine seeing like 3 brothers, man. Got their pictures right there. It's a done deal. It's a done deal. That's when, get ready to get cast into prison. Get ready to be a pilgrim. And get ready for the miracles and spiritual power as well from that point onwards. But yeah, gotta be cautious.
Your vouchers don't allow you to purchase that ticket to go and speak to Joe.
And this is where we get into the kind of censorship that we see in social media that is not, you can't have that kind of censorship with the First Amendment in normal discourse. But you can have that kind of censorship if you've developed a digital platform that distributes information, but it's a private company.
Yeah.
So think about what money is, where you can spend it on whatever you want, versus this digital currency, which is essentially controlled in a sense, like you have free speech on Twitter, but you really don't. Because if you go too far or you talk about something that they don't find appropriate, they'll just ban your account.
And that's gonna get stricter and stricter. The ability to produce videos, the ability for even just normal Israelites putting like scriptures as well out there on social media sites, that's going to be restricted as well. Again, further reinforcing the famine of the word. We have to prepare our minds for that.
That could be what we're looking at in terms of what we think of as free speech being social media platforms, could be what we think of as your free range ability to buy whatever you want with whatever money that you've earned.
What's going on here is, with this central banking digital currency, if you get to that situation where you end up with the Chinese social credit system in the West, why would anyone want to do that, right? I believe we're in a moment of the Gutenberg press. Go back to when the printing press was in.
Yeah, man. That's really the point right there of the CBDCs to be established in use. It's just a warm-up. And let me read this as well. From the Bank of England official website, the digital pound. We are looking at the case for issuing a digital pound. This type of money is known as central bank digital currency. It will not replace cash. That's what they're saying for now. As I said, Esau's just trying to warm up the people, man. He's just trying to warm up the people. Eventually it will, because we know the scriptures say no man can buy or sell without it, and without the mark of the beast. So of course Esau's just warming up for now, trying to ease people in to the beast system little by little, which really will be at full autonomy when the mark of the beast is actually established, man. But yeah, let's see. The digital pound would be a new type of money issued by the Bank of England for everyone to use for day-to-day spending. You would be able to use it in store or online to make payments. This type of money is known as central bank digital currency, CBDC. You may also hear it being called digital sterling or even Brit coin. I remember a Twitter comment, probably Rishi making the Twitter comment based on the Brit coin as well, which is a CBDC. We call the UK version of CBDC the digital pound. The digital pound would be denominated in sterling, and its value would be stable, just like banknotes. £10 in digital pounds would always have the same value as a £10 banknote. Let me skip on. Now it says how it might work. A day in the life of a digital pound user, 7 a.m. Check your balance on the digital pound wallet. 10 a.m. Buy a cup of tea with a digital pound using your smartphone. As I said, man, that's why they're saying they're warming up to it. Because right now they're going to say, okay, use your smartphones to do it. So it comes to the point where it's like, alright, you got to throw that away. When Esau's then implemented the 6G, then of course they say, alright, you got to use your chip to be in this system, man. You got to get that chip. That's when this is going to be done away with. The smartphone is going to be done away with eventually. Now buy a cup of tea with digital pounds using your smartphone. Just tap it on the same device used for credit and debit cards. So where is it? So it says pay the electrician in digital pounds. Both of you get an instant notification that the payment is complete. 6 p.m. Order groceries online and pay for them using the digital pound option on the website checkout. 8 p.m. Transfer money from your bank account into your digital pound wallet. And this is from the official Bank of England site as well. But it's just a warm-up. That's the point. This is just, what's the word called? Grooving, warming up people to do it. But of course, Yaratazar will stay strong, man, against his system. Of course, the point is, because as it says here, it says smartphone. It says smartphone. That's external from your body. It's not an implant. So obviously, this isn't the mark of the beast. As I re-established in the video earlier on, the real mark of the beast is the microchip implant, which will go under the skin. So of course, when the time comes where Esau establishes these CBDCs, and let's say there is no cash, if there's an allowance of using the CBDCs with the smartphone, then of course, what other choice do we have but to do it? To basically use our smartphones, because the CBDCs are just having like like digits in your bank account anyways. That's really what it is. Probably just have some new interface calling it something new. CBDCs. The flipping HSBC, Lloyds, Barclays, Santander, the digits in the bank accounts right there, they're all just going to be centralized into the Central Bank of England. That's all it is. And the thing is, people are going to use their phones in the beginning, probably for a short time. Then the mark of the beast is when Esau then says, no, you can't use your smartphone anymore. You have to use the microchip implant. That's when your ears have to be propped up, man, and say no to that mark of the beast, to that microchip implant. That's the key part. The mark of the beast is not your smartphone. It's the microchip implant. That's what it is. It's not the CBDCs. It's the microchip implant. Just to make that clear. Now, let's see. But yeah, man, it's part of their agenda, man. As Jesus says, their mission. Digital pound is likely to be needed to fulfill their mission. The way people pay for things is changing. People are not using cash as much as they used to. Digital payments are becoming more common. There are also new forms of money on the horizon. Some of these could pose risks to UK's financial stability. And I don't know if I think it was mentioned in the video about there being decentralized currencies, which is really referring to Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, all those cryptocurrencies that you saw like popping up in around 2021, 2022, man. Probably on YouTube recommended sections. Them ones. Decentralized, which means no one really controls them. So it's all some advanced mechanical stuff. But yeah, software programming stuff. But yeah, I won't really get too deep into that, man. But it's decentralized, that's the point. The decentralized currencies, which pose risks to centralized currencies. Decentralized can't be controlled, but centralized currencies can be controlled. So let's see. In the lights of these trends, the Bank of England and HM Treasury Judge, there is likely to be a future need for and benefits from a digital pound. Obviously, they're gonna go all out of trying to convince you of this. The money we issue at UK Central Bank is the anchor of confidence in our monetary system. This type of money supports UK monetary and financial stability. Today, banknotes are the only type of money we provide for the public to use. Having a digital pound could help us keep providing this anchor for the UK. Now, let's see. Cash is also very important to ensure people are able to exchange one type of money for another. For example, you can withdraw the money you have in a bank account as banknotes at a cash machine. But this same cash machine, bank branches are closing them, man. So many ATMs have been coming down now. Bank branches are closing down. All you need to just do is just search up bank branches closing down. You'll see a recent article, man. At least within the last 10 months, or let me even make that smaller, probably within this year, honestly. So yeah, they're all closing down gradually. So yeah, cash is also very important to ensure people are able to exchange one type of money for another. For example, you can withdraw the money you have in the bank account as banknotes at a cash machine. This is known as uniformity of money. Having a digital pound could help us keep this uniformity in the future where the majority of payments are digital. The digital pound could also help to improve options people have for making payments. The model we propose for the digital pound would enable private companies to innovate, make payments more efficient, and give consumers more choice. So, the key part is what you mentioned, man. It's just a warm up. Yeah, calm. So it's just a warm up, man. Until the microchip plans, the microchip implants the only thing used to buy or sell. So let me see what else. Let's see. And of course, just because these prophecies are then coming out doesn't mean that we have to fear them. The only thing we need to fear is just Yahweh Hashem Yahshai, and to keep enduring and to keep doing the works. These things are going to be things of which, we go through them. Obviously, Yahweh Hashem Yahshai Ratazah, we have the same strong will and strong spirit to then reject them, the mark of the beast. Then, obviously, we're just going to be rolling in the spirit at that time, man. Pilgrims upon the earth, spiritual power coming as well. Yahushua coming and salvation, Yahweh Ratazah, we're worthy, man. Now, Job 5, verse 22. So, of course, we're going to be cool, man. We're going to be cool. That's the type of faith we're supposed to have. That's the level of faith that we should have in Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. So, Job 5, verse 22. At destruction and famine thou shalt laugh, neither shalt thou be afraid of the beasts of the earth. Different type of animals be coming out there, man. When Jacob's trouble is here, cities aren't going to be excluded from dangerous animals, man. And whatever creatures of vengeance that will be here as well, we will be exempt from them. As long as we keep having the faith in Yahweh Hashem Yahshai, and obviously show ourselves worthy of being saved as well, and having that protection from Yahweh Hashem Yahshai. Verse 23, Job 5, verse 23. For thou shalt be in league with the stones of the field, and the beasts of the field shall be at peace with thee. Now let's see what in league means. So the Hebrew root word.
Strong's H1285. Berith.
Obviously, this is just the modern day Hebrew, but there's a ancient Hebrew way of saying it. It could be Barath or Baraath. Well, obviously, this is just me trying to discern how it would be said in the ancient Hebrew, but it means to be in league, because the scripture said just now, we'll be in league with the stones. It says to be in covenant, alliance, pledge. It says in treaty, alliance, league, constitution, agreement. So of course, it's really being in alliance, man. That's what it is with the stones. So of course, we ain't gonna have anything to worry about, man. You ain't gonna be flipping, tripping up and injuring yourself, man. That's the thing. So the point is, we're gonna be cool in that time. That's really the meaning of that as well. We're gonna be cool as long as you have your faith in Yahweh Hashem Yahshai. That level where it's like, look, we're just in the latter half of Esau's kingdom before its downfall. We just have to watch it, go through it. You've already passed the mark of the beast, Yahweh Ratazah. You rejected it, and you keep going, man, in faith in Yahweh Hashem Yahshai. So, of course, we endure what we got to go through, but in the time to come, we'll still be cool anyways, because we know we're doing this in righteousness for Yahweh's sake as well. So, that's really the point of the video. Esau's warming up, so which is what I named the video, really. Esau's warming up. So, Khan, man. And double on Instagram Muslim Apostles, Thadiyah, for the strength in order to make this video. And Yahweh Ratazah, that you're edified. Amen.